Welcome back to Always Learning. And what are we doing today? Well, today we're learning how to cast or false cast a fly rod. So on my other video where I showed you how to tie 3 knots, this is the second part. I'm going to show you how to false cast so you can get on your way and start fly fishing. So I brought some props with me to kind of give you some visual on things you need to focus, but it's really simple to learn how to, if you just do a few things right. And the first thing is, like any sport, you want to get your base right. You want to get your feet right. So just like a typical throwing motion, you want to get your right foot pointed at the object of where you're going to cast. You know, if you're casting over here, you'd want to point it this way. And then you got your back foot set like this with a good base. That way you're nice and stable. You're not going to fall off the rock. If you're fishing from a rock, you've got a good stable base. The second thing is we're going to go over your grip. And on your grip, you're really going to grip it 2 ways. Some people will grip it this way, up at the top of the cork with their finger, but your index finger isn't as strong and isn't as flexible going back as your thumb. So I recommend you use your thumb, and you just kind of put it like this on the cork, right there, and then what you can do is you can actually then use this finger to help control for line control. When you're casting, what you're going to do is you're going to be pulling it back and forth as you let line out. And so this, with that finger here, gives you stability to control that line. You can loosen it up or you can tighten it down to control it. So good base and get your hand right on the reel. Those are the first 2 things. The next thing is you want to have the rod be part of your arm. You want this to go all the way up. So think of it as this pole and your arm are all in one. Now some videos and some instructors are going to tell you you're going to use your wrist. Forget that. When you're learning, I want you just to lock that wrist. You're going to cheat enough. You're going to cheat, move your wrist, but for now, just keep that wrist nice and thick. Think of it as that pole and that wrist and your arm are one going up. And so wherever this goes, this goes, your arm goes. So it's straight up and it's straight here. It's not bending the wrist. Just keep it locked on the rod, just like this pull. Some people will actually, they'll put a rubber band or they'll put their sleeve in here to help them remind them. But just think, wherever this should line up perfectly with your arm, wherever it's at, with your thumb. Okay, so I got some more visuals for you here. So when you're casting, your feet are set, you've got your thumb on your rod. I want you to stop. This is 12 o'clock. So this is going to be 1 o'clock. This is where you're going to stop your back cast, not 2. Remember, your arm is the same as the pole, right? So you're going to stop it at 1 o'clock, and then when you come forward, you're going to stop it at 10 o'clock. 1 o'clock on the clock, 10 o'clock. Okay? Now your back cast is simply, this is a potato on a screwdriver or a potato on a fork. You're going to start low on the water. You're going to take that potato and you're going to throw it, stop at 1, you're going to throw it over an 8-foot swing set behind you. So the back motion is a potato on a screwdriver, a potato on a fork. You're going to throw it over the swing set. Okay? Then you're going to take your hammer. So you stopped at 1 with the potato. Now you're going to drive the hammer into the wall, stopping at 10. So it's potato on a fork over the swing set. Okay? Stop 1001, 1002. Hammer into the wall at 10 o'clock. And that's it. If you do those things, you set your feet, you get your thumb right, you go back and stop at 1 o'clock, keeping your wrists locked in, come forward with the hammer at 10 o'clock and stop there. And then when the line shoots out, you simply lower your rod tip. So it's nice and easy, nothing to it. Potato over the swing set, hammer into the wall. Potato over the swing set, hammer into the wall. Potato over the swing set, hammer into the wall. Potato over the swing set, stopping at 1, hammer into the wall, stopping at 10. That's it. If you can do that, you can learn how to cast. It's literally that simple. One thing to keep in mind is Different than bait casting, all of your energy comes from this fly rod. It's very flexible at the end. So there's very little weight to it. The line provides the weight, not the lure. Like when you're bait casting, the weight on the bait casting, or the weight of the lure, is what drives it. This is all the line. And so you simply, nice and easy, let the rod do the work. So when you come back, just wait on it, come forward, go back, come forward. And so what that line's doing is that line's going this way, it's forming a nice loop, and you let it get all the way out. If not, if you come too early, you're gonna snap it off. And then boom, you come forward, now that loop is coming forward this way. That's it. Potato over the swing set, hammer into the wall, keeping your wrist, because what's gonna happen is eventually you're gonna be moving your wrist. But what happens with most people, what kills their loop and kills their line is look where my rod is. My rod's not at 1 now, it's at 3 o'clock. My wrist is bent. Instead of my thumb being up at 1, it's at 3. And now I've got a loop going back. The last thing I'd tell you is make sure you wear sunglasses. I'm actually, when you're practicing, I'm on a lawn here out in a park. Instead of tying on a hook with your fly, just tie on a piece of yarn or a piece of string. So you can see it. It has about the same weight as a fly, but it's a little bit easier on your eye to take a piece of yarn in your eye. So always wear sunglasses, especially when you're learning how to do it. When you're on the water, you're going to want to do it anyway, because you're going to want to be able to see the fish. But when you're practicing, always wear sunglasses, so you don't, and a hat, because it's easier to get a hook out of a hat or off of sunglasses than it is out of your eye. And that's it. But it's a great sport. It's very relaxing. It's easy to learn. Just get out and practice. And once you get good at it, I mean, you can go sideways with it. You can go this way, and then you'll get the feel of it. But as you're casting, you want to keep this finger here. You can let go, and you can just use this line. As it goes forward, the line will want to pull. So as it does, you just let more line out. That's it. Anyway, just get out and practice, get you a fly rod. You can fly fish for anything from shark to tarpon to striper fish to panfish to trout. So get out, enjoy it. A lot of different things to do it, but it's fun. It's relaxing kind of once you get the hang of it. But just give it a try. Thanks for watching.